Well, they team up, you lose out. Airline watcher Mark Murphy says you better watch out. Watch out for what, Mark?
Much higher fares, which I've been talking about for months now. Higher fees, which were airlines change fees. I just had to change my flight to Chicago to be on today, and I got whacked with a $200 change fee. So plus a difference in fare. So I hope you appreciate me coming on, Neil.
But you know, now because there's less competition, you could argue that these airlines are going to do this a lot more, and you really have no, alternative.
Yeah, you know what? The airlines lost tons of money over the years. What they've done is they've led with the lowest price online. There's transparent pricing online. They've back-ended all the fees, and now you have 85% of the carriers controlling, four carriers controlling 85% of all the flights, and you're already seeing it in the market.
All right, they're not making as much money in the collective sense, but thanks to these fees, they're taking in billions from those. So am I led to believe, Mark, that if there are fewer of them, we're going to see a lot more of these fees because that's where the money seems to be?
Yeah, the strategy is really simple. Because of the internet, the consumer can see the price, and by putting all the fees on the back end, it's much more difficult to comparison shop. And so you are going to see more fees, and if they can add more fees, they're going to, until it gets to a point where the consumer pushes back. That's really the only time you're going to see it, or another carrier comes in and competes against them on certain routes. So that's what we can hold out hope for. And at some point, it makes business sense for a low-cost carrier to come in and compete against a legacy carrier, one of the mega carriers.
For now, the airlines are in the driver's seat or pilot seat, whatever you want to say, and the world is their oyster because they know that we have to fly. But they're just one slowdown away from seeing the tables turn, aren't they? I mean, when it comes to how they treat their customers and all, they're not getting very high marks for that. Who stands out in your mind?
Well, it's gotten more and more frustrating. I got to tell you, the carriers that I think do the best in servicing the customer are the foreign flag carriers. When I do a long-haul flight to Asia, it's actually a pleasure to board some of these planes and get taken care of on a long-haul flight. So I think if we emulated what those folks are doing.
Coach, first class, or does it make a difference? Or?
I've done all of the above, and I got to tell you, it's superior in all categories.
Really?
All categories. Yeah, and I think what you're seeing in the domestic carriers, they're making the move to provide better service, and I think a financially stable airline system is going to allow that. Question is, they're going to step up and really deliver.
Do you think we'll ever get past it? It really is a miserable experience for a lot of people. They dread it. They dread the long lines at the airport, and now we're supposed to be excited that they might consider using sniffing dogs to expedite it. I don't know. It still seems like a zoo to me, and I don't see it getting much better. We just have to deal.
Yeah, you're going to see, I mean, the demand is up, and that's why prices are up, and it's supply and demand because capacity's down, and then you have the TSA and all the headaches with the TSA. So flying has become a real headache. That's why, I mean, cruise lines, for instance, put cruise ships up and down the coast, so you don't have to fly. You can go on vacation by getting on a cruise right out of New York, right down the street from your office. And that strategy is actually working well for the cruise industry, and I think a lot of the drive destinations are seeing a bump because people are choosing to drive instead of fly.
Well put. Always good seeing you, Mark. I'm sorry for the $200. No, we are not going to reimburse you. But thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
You're welcome.